Greatness demands everything. What are you willing to give up to become great? What are you willing to sacrifice to become great? There's so many people that want to become great at whatever it is that they choose in their life, but they don't want to go through anything. And when you go through the trials and tribulations, that's what allows you to become great. Give you a prime example. Think about Michael Jordan for a second. Michael Jordan came into the league in '84. And in the '80s, he lost. He lost so many different times in the playoffs. He lost to great teams. He had to face adversity. And he won his first championship in 1991. 1990-91 season. When he won that first championship, it was over. And I'm going to tell you why it was over. It was nothing that anyone could do that he would fold from. Because he had went through so much the first 7 years. So many different things had been thrown at him. It wasn't nothing else you could possibly throw at him. And think about it. So he won those 3 in a row. After he won those 3, his father died. He retired from the game of basketball. And then what happened? He came back to the league in the middle of the 95 season. They lost in the first round of the playoffs to the Orlando Magic. The very next season, they came back and won the championship. But why was he able to win that championship the next year? Because at the end of the day, he had faced so much adversity in the 80s that allowed him to be able to go through the 90s. That allowed him to go through that season when he lost to Orlando. There was nothing you could do that was going to shake him because of the adversity that he had went through. See, in life, people don't understand that you're pushed to greatness. You get pushed to become great. That's why it always bothers me when people be like, oh man, don't push him. Don't push him. You know, just let him be. And I'm like, you don't become great that way. You do not become great that way. Think about Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, in the prime of his career, he was suspended for boxing. If I'm not mistaken, it was 3 years. 3 years. And he came back to fight and got the heavyweight champion belt again. But why? Because once he had faced that adversity, guess what? Oh man, he was able to shake back from it. See, people, anytime you look at someone that's great, it's always some form of adversity that they had to face. It's always some form of adversity because that challenge is what takes you to the next level. That's what pushes you. So I give you an example. That's why you can find a kid, right, that can come from, let's say, a low-income environment, right? And his parents had little to nothing. But then when he gets older, he normally becomes wealthy. And people be like, oh, how did that happen? But then you can see someone that can come from a very good neighborhood, right? They don't have that same hunger and drive. Why? They never had to face anything. So if that person that's wealthy struggles, it's over with for them. That's why you see a lot of people that was once wealthy and they lose it, they don't know how to live. Why? Because they never had to face any form of adversity. And you got to understand in life, the adversity is what takes you to the next level. It's not about skill, it's about will. What are you willing to do to get where you're trying to go? See, there's so many people that complain and say, oh man, things ain't going the way I wanted to go. My thing is this, okay, what are you making happen? Make it happen. Have the will. I hear people say, oh man, my city won't support me. Okay, this is what you do then. Keep pushing. Keep pushing, keep pushing. Whatever you selling, whatever product you're trying to sell, whatever you promote. I don't know if you're an artist or a business owner. Keep pushing it. Have the will. It takes time. You need to face some form of adversity. That's only going to make you stronger. That'll make your business stronger. That's where we struggle at in this world. We struggle with that. We struggle big time with that. And that's a huge problem I have. See, me, I'm just started, well, I had my business a little over 2 years. Okay? I started during the pandemic. And I didn't go to college. I don't have a college degree. But you know what I do? I read books. I study. I listen to business owners. And I learn by trial and error. See, trial and error is your biggest learning tool. Most people won't even try them. Because they think everything is about your skill. No, it's about your will. What are you willing to do? Why do you allow people to stop you? Why are you worried about what other people think of you? Because greatness demands everything. It demands you ignoring people. It demands at the end of the day that you might have to sacrifice your family or your friends. It demands it. What are you willing to give up? Most people not willing to give up anything. And then they complain and they wonder, man, dog, why am I not getting different results? Why am I not achieving? Because at the end of the day, it's about your will, and you're not willing yourself to anything. School don't teach you this. School does not teach you how to face adversity. And in your life, that's the most important skill that you need, is to be able to face adversity head on. Without understanding that one tool, you can struggle in life. You can be so smart it's ridiculous, but you don't know how to face any problems. You don't know how to deal with any situations. Anytime there's a hiccup, you run from it. Why? Because everything always going your way. And because everything's always going your way, what did you do? You run. See, that's the problem. You run. But you can't run from problems. You got to, at the end of the day, face them head on. That's what you got to do. Most people don't have no will. When you lose, that's when you learn. My little niece, Christiana, she played basketball. This was her first year playing. She's 11 years old. And she played in the playoff game. And in the playoff game, they ended up losing the game. They lost the game. After the game, she was crying. She was crying. I'm talking about like tears running down her eyes. And I walked into her and I gave her a hug. And I felt her pain. And I asked her, I said, why are you crying? She said, because we lost the playoff game. And I asked her a simple question. I said, so what you gonna do now? And see, I talked to her about life and life lessons, and she looked at me and she said, I'm gonna learn from this. And I was so proud, like, that's what I'm talking about. See, some adversity hit her. Now it's like, okay, what do you do now, Christian? What do you do now? See, in the off season, most of the teammates, you know what they're going to do? They're going to enjoy, they're going to have fun, and they're going to come back the same. They're going to come back the next season playing exactly the same. What are you going to do? Because if you want greatness, greatness demands everything. You're going to have to make some sacrifices to become better. You're going to have to work harder than all the other girls in order for you to become better. Are you willing to do that? See, most people not willing to sacrifice. They're not willing to pay that cost, because it's a cost to become great. Most people not. Oh man, the atmosphere is not right. I don't have the right clothing on. I don't have the right haircut. Hey man, sometimes you just get out there. You just get out there and do what you gotta do. You just get out there and do what you gotta do. See, when you lose, that's when I get to find out what you really made of. See, I'll tell you another thing about basketball. I went out to Oklahoma, worked out with a semi-pro team. And while with this semi-pro team, There were players that was a lot better than me. But you know what it took then? It took that will for me at the end of the day to keep fighting and not give up because players might be a little bit more talented than me. And I learned. And that's why at the end of the day, anything I go through in life, it's like, oh man, it's the same lesson. People better than you, but guess what you gotta do? I gotta put in more work, more work, more work, more work, more work. Like so many people, their dreams could have became true. But at the end of the day, they wasn't willing to pay that cost that greatness has. Because greatness demands everything. There's a lot of people that could have been the biggest business owners ever. But they weren't disciplined. That's a cost that they had to pay and they weren't willing to pay it. Or you wouldn't stay disciplined. Or you wouldn't, at the end of the day, go after your dream for your business to become successful. Or you willing to work 6-7 days a week in order for your business to take off? What are you willing to sacrifice? I give you a prime example. This Friday just passed. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning. 4:30 in the morning. I woke up, I left my house at 5. I was at work, I got out of work around 1:40 in the afternoon. I went to pay my car insurance, got me something to eat, came right back to the barbershop. I sat in my car at 8, I took me a nap. I had clients coming in at 4 o'clock. So I got about an hour and a half little nap. They knocked on the car door at 4. I got up, washed myself off, I cut those 3 haircuts. Cut those 3 heads. Once I cut those 3 heads, I got out in the streets to promote my clothing brand. I worked for about 45 minutes, had a client call, hey man, I'm at the shop. I said, man, look, give me a couple minutes, I'm right around the corner. Got up there, I cut his head. While cutting his head, there was another person that called me on the phone. I said, all right, got you. I cut that next person's head. By the time I got through, you looking at around about 7:45. When 7:45 hit, you know what I did? You know what I did? I said, you know what? I need a haircut. So you know what I did? I started cutting my hair. And I watched TV, I cut hair, because I had another client coming in around 9:30. So I was like, I might as well knock 2 birds out of 1 stone, because I normally cut my hair Saturday morning. By the time I got through cutting my hair, 20 minutes later, he was there. I cut his hair, I left the barbershop around 10:25. I stopped by the gas station on the way home. By the time I got home, you're looking at around 11:15. So from 5 o'clock in the morning to 11:15 at night, I was out all day long promoting my brand, cutting hair, working the job. But what does that do for me? That's the sacrifice that's needed for me to become great. I'm not great right now, but I'm working toward becoming great. I'm working toward becoming the man I need to become. But I'm willing to sacrifice. I'm willing to go through the trials and tribulations. I'm willing to go through the hurt, the pain, the growing pain, in order for me to get to that next level. What are you willing to give up? You've been saying forever, man, you want to start that business. But you keep saying, well, I got these kids at home. Okay, then, you got to sacrifice. You might have to take your kids with you while you work. Some people say, well, I've been wanting to go to night school, but it's hard because I'm working this job and I be tired. You got to work that job and go do it. You got to do whatever you got to do to get where you're trying to go. Because greatness demands everything. Greatness demands everything out of you. And people don't understand that. And I'm tired of seeing so many people becoming average or less than, where they can become great and they can go after their dreams. They can go after their goals. I don't care what environment you come from. I don't care if you got a high school diploma or not. Go get your GED. Go get your diploma. If you need the college degree, go get your college degree. If you need specialized education, go get it. You might need to go get your CDL. You might need to go get a license to become a plumber. Or you might want to be a fireman. Whatever you got to do, go after that. Nothing is stopping you but you. You can be great. There's nothing you can't accomplish if you put your mind to it and you sacrifice. Sacrifice is key. Sacrifice is key. The whole purpose of this video is to get as many people as possible to understand there is nobody stopping you but you. My name is Sidney Combs, and I'm a young entrepreneur from Shreveport, Louisiana with a dollar and a dream. I need everyone to like this video, share this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm not asking anybody for Cash App or PayPal. All I'm asking you to do is support me. Support my vision. I want to support your vision. That's the whole purpose of this. Iron sharpen iron. So by iron sharpening iron, I want to read your comment. I want to know how you feel about this video. Tell me your personal viewpoints. Tell me, what are you willing to sacrifice to go after your goal or dream? Tell me what you're willing to do. Because nobody is stopping you but you. Love yourself. Go after your dreams. Go after your goals. Because at the end of the day, I got your back. And that's the reason why I do these videos. Because some people don't have that big brother to talk to them. Some people don't have that father to talk to them. I'm your big brother. Some people I might be like another pops to you. I might be an uncle to you. I got your back. Go after your goals and dreams. Thank you. I'm out.